Now, simply this morning, would you like to know someone who's the King of all things? Would you like to know him? Would you like to know one who is so awesome in power he spoke this universe into existence? Would you like to know someone who holds this universe together by the power of his word? Let me ask you this. Would you like to know someone who could take away your guilt and shame before a holy God? Would you like to know one who's purified your sins to make you acceptable to God? There are many verses in the Bible which tell us how we can know him. But I love 1 Peter 3:18. It says, "For Christ also suffered once for sins." Why? Because it was enough. It was sufficient. The righteous in the place of the unrighteous, that he might bring us to God. Believe in the person and work of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and he will bring you to God. He will make you right with God. And you can know the heaven or the King, the Creator, the Sustainer, and Lord of this universe. Now, God speaks through this Son. And so the question we began to ask last week is, if God speaks, are you listening? What might be keeping you from listening? What might distract you today? I don't know if any of you can identify with this, but just as I go throughout the week, a lot of times I'm just thinking. Sometimes I'm thinking about what I should have said on Sunday. Most of the time I'm thinking about what I want to say this coming week. I'm just thinking. Sometimes people ask, how long does it take to prepare a message? And I know what you're asking, so I usually say, 10 to 15 hours, something like that. But the truth is, it takes all week. At least I'm just like thinking about things. And here's the greatest panic of my life. It's when I'm thinking about something, and suddenly I realize I'm in the middle of a conversation with Deb. I realize I'm speaking words, and she's speaking words, but I have no idea what we're saying. And I'm like, oh no. And she just, I can tell she just asked me something. Now, there was a day in which I used to try at this point to kind of wiggle out of this place. And so I may say something like, well, what do you think, dear? Because you might be able to glean enough information there to kind of, well, what do you think? I'm giving away all the tricks of the trade to you young guys. Just don't even try that. Sometimes you just have to humble yourself and say, I wasn't listening. What did you ask? What are we talking about? Where are we? I'm sure I'm the only one. I'm the only guy here that can identify with this. We get distracted, don't we? We don't hear what's been said. God is speaking to us. He speaks to us through His Son. Are you listening? If not, what might be distracting you this morning from the Son? From hearing what He has to say to you? Let's just think about that as we bow our heads.